So, a very good evening to all of you who are joining for today's Advise Ireland live webinar. It gives me immense pleasure and honor to introduce myself here to you. My name is Sharmila and I'm the Councillor for Ireland. I've been working with Advise for the last 3 years, and I am here today to talk to you about why Ireland is one country that you should consider for your study destination. And I'm also here to address some basic questions that every student has when they are wanting to study abroad, right? So before I talk about, start addressing the queries about Ireland, one thing that I would like to bring out here is the fun fact about Ireland, that Ireland is being ranked as the best country in the Western Europe to invest in the first in EU for the ease of doing business. And in fact, let me tell you, the top companies of the world which are ranked on the Forbes list have their major operations in Ireland. To name a few of those companies, we have Think Intel, we have Twitter, we have Pfizer, we have Citi, Huawei. All of these companies are having their major operations and investments in Ireland. So, this only makes us know that Ireland is definitely a country having the fastest growing economy. Talking about the social life about Ireland as a country, it definitely is a zestful and a contemporary country. And one good thing about Ireland is that the population out there is a very youthful population. So around 40% of the population is below the age of 25 years. So again, a very vibrant and a very warm and welcoming country for international students. And I think this proves because around 15 lakhs of international students are there in Ireland studying. I think we'll go ahead and I will just start quickly with the presentation, and if you want, you can grab a cup of tea, coffee, just so that I'm just hoping that I don't bore you and put you all off to sleep, so you can just have a cup of coffee and join this. Talking about the educational system in Ireland, so let me tell you, Ireland has 3 kinds of education systems here. One being the public university, second being the institutes of technology, and third being the private colleges. So under public universities, you definitely have the top ranked universities, one being that, namely Trinity College Dublin, University College Dublin, National University of Ireland Galway. There are around 7 public universities, and also in institutes of technology, which are again equally good, which are more focused on the technical courses. Naming a few, there is Dundalk Institute of Technology, there is Cork Institute of Technology, and there are around like 13 IOTs there in Ireland. And of course, you also have the private colleges, which are also equally good. Now, if you ask me what is the differentiation between all of these 3, I think the major differentiation is the fee structure, and also the other differentiation is the entry requirements, because the entry requirements differ from the universities to IOTs. Another important point here is the intake. When can you actually go to Ireland to study? I think the most popular intake where you can go there to study, where universities open for courses, is the September intake. And then there are also a few unis which have a mid intake, that is the Jan-Feb. It's a minor intake, but yes, there are limited courses open for the same. Now, most important question here is that, once you finalize the country, once you finalize the university, but you also need to know what are the entry requirements. What kind of the entry requirements are there? So, one good beauty about Ireland is that Ireland recognizes 15 years of education. So, unlike the other countries, our Indian students are very much welcome there, especially those who fall into the 15 years of category. And let me also tell you that there are unis which offer MBA courses, which will not expect you to have work experience. So there are definitely, if you intend to do an MBA course, you are definitely more than eligible to apply for with the needed grades. Another thing into the entry requirements is that the entry requirements also will differ from the course and from the university. So that is again very subjective. I think one question that all of our parents would want to know is, what does it actually cost to study in Ireland? What are the tuition fees? Again, the tuition fees also differ from courses to courses. If I have to give you something in figures primarily, so you have the medicine and the other medical related fields, the tuition fees will be anywhere around 12,000 to 51,635 euros. Now, if I have to convert that into INR, considering 1 euro being 89 rupees and taking it on the higher end, it could go up to anywhere around 12 lakhs to 51 lakhs if it's a medical related courses. Then when we talk about the engineering courses, the tuition fees will again differ, comes from a range of 10,000 euros to 21,600. Again, if I have to convert that into INR, it will be anywhere around 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. Again, it depends from the course, it depends from which institute you're going, which university you're getting in. Another field is the science and technology, even that is same. So 10,000 to 21,600 euros is the range. And the most popular is the business courses. So again, the business courses will also differ. It comes out to anywhere from 10,000 to 30,000 euros. One most important question that we as counselors get to hear from students is whether accommodations are being provided, not provided. So let me tell you, institutions do offer on-campus student residence services. So there are on-campus accommodations, and trust me, the facilities that they provide on-campus is amazing. You will have shops, you will have laundries, you have restaurants in and around the campus. You can also go for the self-renting accommodation, that is usually a shared accommodation, and that can also suit your budget if that is what you're looking out for. Another type of accommodation is the host family, where you get to, where you can live with a family who's there in Ireland. And again, it's a good thing because you're able to immerse yourself into the culture, you're able to immerse yourself into the community, know more about how, the Irish people are. So that's again another kind of accommodation that you might want to opt for. Usually you can expect to shell out around 427 euros per month for accommodation. So again, if I have to put that into INR, it will be anywhere around 30 to 40,000 euros. Then, one other query which comes up is the amount that you would need in order for your cost of living that you will have to show, or that you usually need. Now again, I feel I am of the person who believes that cost of living is very subjective. It depends on your own lifestyle, what kind of a lifestyle you would have. But on an average, if we have to say, cost of living will be anywhere around 10 to 12 lakhs, depending on where do you intend to stay. So if you are anywhere in Dublin being Mumbai, Dublin being like London, yes, cost of living could go a little bit on the higher end. And when I say higher end, it's not like 15-20 lakhs, but it's anywhere around 10 to 12 lakhs. And anywhere away from Dublin could be with a range of 7 to 9 lakhs. That's the cost of living. Cost of living includes everything. So it includes your utilities, it includes your food, your meals, your miscellaneous expenses, your travel expenses, all of these things. Now coming to another common question that we usually get to hear from students is that, what about the health insurance? I mean, do universities provide health insurance? Do they not? So let me tell you, international students are not covered by any kind of free medical insurance. So while you're doing your application for visas, once you get the offer and once when you start with the visa process, you will also be expected to get yourself and medical insurance, and that ranges anywhere between 500 to 800 euros. Now, one good thing about Ireland with the structure that it has is that in Ireland the master's program is for 1 year. Okay, master's program 1 year, and that 1 year allows you to stay in Ireland for 2 years. So it's giving you a 2 years of post-study work visa. What does that mean? That means that you are able to stay in Ireland after your course gets over. You can stay there and look out for job opportunities. Now, if you go for the undergrad honors program, then honors students get again a 12-month stay back option. Whereas if you go for just the undergrad course, you are only going to get 6 months stay back. So it all depends. However, let me tell you, Ireland over the past few years has definitely emerged as a country which is coming out to be a PR friendly country, a country which is giving good job opportunities for international students. Again, answering the most popular question, whether part-time job opportunities are available or not. So the answer to the question is yes. Very much part-time jobs are available, and as an international student you're very much allowed to work part-time. The number is the same, 20 hours per week and 40 hours during vacations. Ideally, you can earn anywhere around 8 to 9 euros per hour. But again, in advice, we always encourage students to first, keep their main focus on studies. Get yourself first used to that, give yourself 6 months time period first to get yourself used to the country, and then start hunting for jobs, because at the end, you shouldn't forget the primary motive why you're coming to that country. So, but yeah, definitely students do part-time and they earn good as well. So 8 to 9 euros is what they have to offer. And answering one last query is the visa. How does the island visas work like? So again, very simple visa process do they have. You will be expected to show your certain financial documents. Health insurance is something that is again one of the vital documents that you have to show along with the offer letter. And I'm sure whoever is watching who have visited Advice before or who have not visited, you will I'm sure once when you do that, you will know that we give a really good assistance for the visa process. We have some really good professionals who help you solve all your queries regarding visas. So that again comes once when we reach that process. But as of now, all I can tell you as I sum this up, that if you have any queries, any doubts, what you can do is you can put it on the chat box. If not, you can visit any of the nearest branches. Again, gives me immense pleasure to tell you that Advice has around 24 branches in India, so you can just quickly check which one could be nearest to where you stay and visit our professional counselors and take their guidance. And it's me signing off, and I wish you all the very best for your future endeavors, and take care.